Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will basically show you how to make this QR code generator kind of an application inside browser using JavaScript. So basically this is the interface and we will be using Tailwind CSS, and here you can enter your URL. After that it will generate a QR code for you, and let me show you. As I write the URL guys, the QR code will be generated, and let me write the address google.com. You can basically adjust the size as well by selecting this. You can control it by this slider. Automatically it will change the size as well. So there is a download button as well guys. If you click the download button, it will download it as an image file, as a PNG image. You can open this image. You can see that your QR code has been converted to an actual image file. So if I basically now read it online, QR code reader online, I can even scan this, open this in my, if I go to the, you can see google.com. So the same result which we put right here guys, google.com, it is coming right here. So it is valid. So you can put any address right here and it will automatically change as you put the address. You can see that. So any address you can put and it will download the QR code as a actual image file. You can adjust the sizing as well if you want to be a little bit bigger. Now it will be a little bit bigger right here, you will see that. So we will build this application guys, and for building this we are using a browser side library which is queries.js. It's a pure JavaScript library for generating QR codes guys from dynamic text and URLs, and it has its own GitHub repository and you can check out. Basically we are using this library for generating the QR code. So now let's get started guys. So for building this you just need to make a index.html file. Let me make it and just write the basic HTML, and here we will change the title QR code generator. And after that guys you just need to include the CDN for Tailwind. So Tailwind CSS guys, we will use this for generating the user interface of the application. So if you don't know about Tailwind guys, basically it's a framework of CSS which allows you to make beautiful user interfaces without having to write CSS code. So what we will do is that inside, if you open now, nothing will be there. So it will be empty. So what I will do is that I will side by side do this coding for you. So just first of all, we will build out the interface. So side by side, we will do it. So let me just do this. So first of all guys, what we will do is that we will change the background color. So there is a class in Tailwind which is background BG gray dash 100. This will basically change the background color to gray. You will see that if I change to red here, it will change to red color. You will see that. So these are different shades out there. If you put 500, it will be little bit darker. So these are different shades out there. So we will put BG gray 100, and then horizontal screen, and we will change the display property to flex item center and justify center. So all the items will be there in the center guys, so all the children, and we will have a div here, and inside this div we will have a h2 which will say that QR code generator, and it will, this heading will right here come in the center position because of the classes that we added, which is flex and item center. So after that guys, we will also style this heading as well. We will give it some class. So this heading will be a little bit larger, 2XL, and font semi bold we will change to font semi bold, and we will put a margin from the bottom position of 4. You can see that. So after this guys, we just need to have another div just after this heading, if you see, and inside this div section guys, we will have basically a label. Label will be for URL input, and the class will be block text small font. Let me first of all write the label. This label will be for entering the URL. And then we will have an input field, guys, input type text, and here we will be giving a ID to it so that we can target in JavaScript URL input. So here the user will enter the URL placeholder, we will say enter URL. So you can see on the right hand side the application is building. So we will basically style this. So we will just give this label a class. We will give it a class of block text. We will make, just wait, it needs to be a block element, and we will make the text as small. So text dash sm, this is a class in Tailwind to basically reduce the size of the text. And then we will change the font to medium, and we will change the color text to text gray 600, and margin bottom to 1. So this is the thing. And after this, guys, we just need to style this input field right here. So we will basically give it a class which is width of full border p2. So border will be there, and the input field will be rounded on medium devices. MD stands for medium, and margin bottom 4. You can see that. So now this is our interface which is ready now. So just after this, guys, we now need to have another div just after this. So inside this div, guys, we will have a slider, input type range, and this time this will be a size slider where you can adjust the size of the QR code. So margin bottom 4, and the minimum value of this slider will be around about 100. Maximum it can go to 600, and the step value will be, it will be increased by 5, and the current value of the slider will be 200. You can see that. So you can change this slider value, you can make it 100. So default value will be true 200 when we load the page. So that's all, guys, and after that we will have another div which will actually hold our QR code which will be generated. So margin top 6, we will be giving an ID to it of QR code container. So currently it will be empty. When we load the page, nothing will be there. So we will also need to show the live preview of the QR code which is generated, guys. For that, we will have this div tag. Inside this div tag, we will have an actual image tag. We will give it a ID to this, which is QR code image, and we will be this image will be hidden by default. So there is a hidden class in Tailwind to actually hide the elements. Margin top 4. That's all. And there will also be a download button as well below the image so that you can download it as a PNG image. So we have a download button. We will say download as PNG. So this will be actual button. So let me give it a class. Background of this button will be green, guys. 500. So you can see that. So the color of the text white, and padding we need to say in the X direction will be 4 and the Y direction will be 2. So you can see how the button is styling right here on the right hand side, guys. And after this, we also need to make the button as rounded on medium devices, and also margin top 4. So you can see that. So this is all that you need to do, guys, for the interface. And one more thing I thought I'm remaining is this. Let me see which thing is remaining. Yeah. So inside this div, guys, you just need to give it some classes of Tailwind so that we can style it. So maximum width we need to say on medium devices. width full and padding 6, and we need to give it a background, so BG white. So background will be white here. If you see, we have added this background as white color, if you see, and BG white, and it should be rounded on medium devices, rounded MD. So it's mobile first, so that's why. And also we need to show shadow. So in order to add shadow in Tailwind, it's very easy, guys. You can add this shadow. So now if you see on mobile larger devices, which is medium devices, tablet or PC, you will see this shadow and also this nice little, you can see it will not be showing in the, you can see how it is mobile responsive. UI is pretty much ready, guys. Now we just need to write our JavaScript code which will be required for this purpose. So we will actually make a new file for that JavaScript code. First of all, guys, you just need to include the CDN for the Curious library, which we are using to actually generate the QR code from text. So I've already included the CDN for this. So simply search for, if you just type here curious.js CDN, and you will basically get the CDN from any of these websites. Just copy the CDN, paste the CDN for JavaScript right here. And right here, guys, in the next, we will basically include the main.js. So just go to this file, guys, and start writing the custom JavaScript code here. So first of all, we will have document.add event listener. We will add the event which will be DOM content loaded. So when all the content is loaded, guys, we just need to get the references of all the elements by using this function get element by ID, URL input, and also we need to make download button, and also we need to get the QR code container. Similarly, document.getElement by ID QR code container. So we are getting all the references of all the DOM elements by using this method. So QR code image, and also for the slider as well, we have given the ID to the slider, size slider. So after getting references, we just need to declare two more variables which will be required for this application, which is QR code value. So whatever value comes and the QR, that's all. So these are the two variables we need to declare. So here, now we just need to get the input, whatever input the user has written. So for that, we will bind a event handler, which is input. So whenever the input changes, whenever the text changes inside the input field, this event will automatically fire, and we will get the value which the user has written inside the URL field. We will get using dot value, and here we will, in the next line, we will compare if this value contains something or not. So QR code value, if it contains something, then we will actually create a new QR code based upon the text submitted, URL submitted. So for doing this, we will say QR new QRIs. This is a constructor, guys, of the library, and here you can pass three options. First is the actual element where you need to mount QR code container. Here we will show the QR code generated. The second is the actual value. So here you need to pass the text or URL. So QR code value, we have actually extracted the text from the input field and we are passing it as the second option. And third is the size. It can take the static option, but we are passing it dynamically. So that's why we first of all need to convert this into a number by using parseInt and then size slider dot value. And the second we need to round it. So that's why we are providing here convert 10 here. We need to convert it to a decimal. So after it do this guys, we now need to show the download button and also the QR code. For doing this, it's very easy. Download button style or display. So at the starting, this download button will not be shown guys because it will be hidden by default. So as you now generate the QR code, we now need to display this download button. As you can see, it is displaying when we load the page. So what we can do in order to fix this, just go to your file and right here, just add this class which is hidden to this button. So this is a Tailwind class. So now the button will not be shown here as long as we write something here. So we just need to fix this main.js download button.style.display, which is inline block. If I refresh now, it is saying document is not defined. So on line number, I think I made a mistake. That's why it was not. Sorry, this needs to be document. So if you refresh now, if you write something here, curious is not defined. Let me see guys, what is the problem here? Okay, this needs to be capital. The library is QRIOUS. So QR needs to be in capital letters. Just refresh now guys. Hopefully no error will be there. Cannot read properties of null. Download button. Download button. So we just need to give it an ID to it guys. So cross check if you have given the ID. I think we haven't given it. So I forgot to add a ID to this button element guys. So just add this ID. So now hopefully no error will take place. As I write something guys, now the download button will show. If I delete that, nothing will be there. So you can see. Now we also need to show the QR code guys, which is generated. First of all, we need to convert this into base64 code and then display it. For doing this, it's very easy. We will say QR code image dot source QR dot to data URL. So we will convert this into base64 code guys by using this function image slash png, passing the mem type, and then we will say QR code image dash class list dot remove hidden. We will remove the hidden class guys from this element to show this QR code. You can remove the class by using this remove method in DOM element. You can add classes, remove classes at runtime in JavaScript. If you can see guys, as I write something here, my QR code will change automatically every time if I write something in the input field, and also the download button will also be showing. Now we can say if I click this button, it should download, but we now need to write the code for that. If nothing is present guys inside this input field, in the else block, we can actually say QR code container dot inner HTML is nothing, and we can again hide the button. So we can say download button style dot display, and we can say none. And also we can hide the QR code image as well. We can add the hide class. So we can say instead of remove, we can add the class which is hidden. You can see we are having this operation. So what you will see as I write, if I remove this, everything will be go. So this is the power of JavaScript guys. You can add classes, you can remove classes, you can make responsive user interfaces inside your application. Just it is very engaging for the user. As you type something, the QR code will show up, and if you remove something, it will go away. This is really awesome. Now we need to tackle the Download button, guys. So once you click the download button, it should download the QR code as PNG file. So how we can do that? We can simply bind a on-click event handler to the button. We can say click. Whenever we click the button, guys, what should happen? We need to first of all get the QR code value. If it is present, then in that case we need to convert this into a base64 URL. Again, for that we will use the same function that we used, which is toData URL image/png, and we will create a dynamic link element, guys, by document.createElement method. We will create an anchor tag, and then we can say link href is equal to image data URL, and after that we will say link.download QRCode.png, and we will add this link to the body element, and we will append the child link.click and document.body.remove child. We will remove it from it. Once the user has downloaded it, we will remove this link dynamically by using remove child. That's it, guys. So if you see, if you write something here and try to download the QR code by clicking the button, you will see your QR code will be downloaded. You can open that, and this is your QR code. And one thing is remaining, guys, as you adjust the slider, you need to change the live preview of this QR code, change the size. So we can basically bind a on-click event handler or on change to the size slider. So we can add an event listener to it. So input. So whenever the value changes, it will automatically fire this a callback function. So we will first of all check that if QR code value is already present. In that case, we just need to set the size. It contains a method inside the library QR code set. We will set the size parse int, and we will say size slider dot value and 10, and that's all. And we will simply update the image. For updating the image, you will say QR code image dot source is equal to QR to data URL, again converting to base64 and passing the mem type image/png. That's all, guys. This is all the code which is needed. If you now write it, if you click, you can see you can adjust the size as well. Click download, your QR code will be generated, and this time it will be bigger because you have selected. This is the whole application, guys, and thank you very much for watching this QR code generator video in JavaScript using this Curious library. And please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe the channel, and I will be seeing you in the next video.